Thank you. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. Thank you. As members of our Orofino choir, come on up. She's going to be out of breath. Including some members of our graduating class, come on up for the singing of our national anthem. Thank you. Graduates, you may be seated. Thank you, friends and family, for joining us on this special occasion, and especially thank you to the class of 2022. Thank you, educators who are seated behind the graduates here, for your countless hours, all the gray hair you dedicated to this class of 2022. It's worth it. Thank you, educators. Thank you, school board members, past and present, for your continual support. Joining us today is Chris Erbst. Chris, wave. There we go. Yep. Greg Giroux, Chris St. Germain, and Brian Craig. Jesse Daniels was unable to join us, but he would be here if he could. Thank you, Superintendent Dr. Garrett, for supporting what we do every day and signing the diplomas that these individuals are about to receive. Thank you, Dr. Garrett. Thank you, volunteers and junior class members who helped set up our graduation event today. It was not easy. We had to displace everything from the field, and we had all hands on deck. We appreciate you. Thank you for making this happen. Thank you, Russell Miles and the technology team, for broadcasting this event for those who couldn't attend and those who want to watch it on replay. Thank you, Mr. Miles. Thanks to Green Things and the Orofino Flower Shop for the wonderful bouquets and displays. It's that kind of support that helps make these things happen. Thank you. Lastly, I want to thank this generous and giving community. Countless members of this community volunteer time, money, and emotional support for the best interest of our youth. I think I speak for the class of 2022 when we say, we see you, fellow maniacs, and we appreciate you. Thank you, community. All right, class of 2022, you're an amazing group. You aren't the largest class, but what you lacked in numbers, you made up for in your ability to blow up balloons. Yeah, there's a lot of hot air in this group. Hanging hot dogs from the ceiling, Vaseline on doors, driving campers. That's just to name a few. Yeah, it was super fun. Yeah, I know it was. No, in all seriousness, you're a great group. Every one of you has shown creativity, courage, and perseverance in the face of adversity. Much of your high school experience was during one of the strangest, most difficult, and challenging times in our nation's history to be a student, yet you didn't let those challenges defeat you. Instead of choosing to just survive, you chose to thrive and not let a situation out of your control define you. Yes, many of you complained. I heard it all. At times you had disagreements, but you learned that it's okay to disagree. And instead of quitting, many of you helped create solutions. You, the class of 2022, served as a guiding light during times when it was a struggle to find that light. And for that, I appreciate you and thank you. You have the right to be proud. You're here and you made it. Good job, guys. Proud of you. With this graduation capstone, you have the opportunity to take more charge of your lives. I challenge you to ask the question, who's in charge of you? Is it the courageous side, or is it the cowardly side? Is it that cowardly side that shies away from challenges or desires to always be comfortable? Or is it the courageous side that doesn't flinch at discomfort and pushes towards the difficult tasks? I challenge you in this next stage of life to embrace that courageous side every day. Make a habit of doing difficult things, however small they may seem. Take the plunge into the cold water. Wake up a little earlier. Learn a new skill. Volunteer. Or go out of your way to compliment somebody. Push yourself a little further than you have gone before. And thank those who push you to be better. But I caution you to not do these things for the immediate benefit. Do them for the benefit that lies ahead. Practice being the kind of person that can do it. After all, how do you expect to do big things that scare you if you haven't practiced? It's not realistic to expect yourself to step forward when the stakes are high when you don't do it when the stakes are low. Having the confidence to do the hard things when people are watching can only be achieved by doing the hard things when no one is watching. This is how character is defined. The person who does something difficult or even scary every day is tougher and less fearful when faced with adversity than the person who doesn't. I am confident that every member of this Orofino graduating class of 2022 has shown the courage needed to find success and continue the journey in life. So class of 2022, continue being courageous. You are the future. Thank you. All right. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to our salutatorian, Miss Riley Schwartz.
All right, I want to start off and say congratulations, we made it. We accomplished one of the major early milestones of life, high school graduation. We worked hard to get to this day, or at least Google did, and our work did not go to waste. This is a huge step in the next journey of our lives, so take a moment to soak it in. You're probably gonna need some more time, but I'm trying to keep this short and sweet, so I'm moving on. Today is the day we have been waiting since kindergarten, 13 long years ago. It seems like just yesterday, we were running around at recess, doing tricks on the bar, or playing a mean game of kickball on Top Hill. And then junior high hit, which just seems like a blur of headbands and neon basketball shorts with a lot of awkwardness. Then we finally hit high school, where we branched out and started becoming adults. Well, kinda. We at least tried to test the waters of becoming individuals. One thing is for sure, our class made its own path. You can ask any of the teachers on how we did it. They have lots of stories. All jokes aside, we are a class full of kindness, outstanding character, with just a little bit of stubbornness. However, it's these characteristics and many more that I can confidently stand up here in front of you and say the class of 2022 has a great future ahead of us. I know many of us, the future is a little daunting, for we have little to no idea what it holds. But let's be honest, we thrive on the unknown and crazy side of things. So, wherever the future takes you, let it take you somewhere. As Eminem once said, you only get one shot. Do not miss your opportunity to glow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Thank you. I would now like to introduce my best friend and the valedictorian of class of 2022, Delray Harris.
Thank you, Riley. I just want to start off by saying how crazy it is to finally be graduating. It still doesn't feel real. It kind of feels like we are playing dress up. I remember when we were little thinking about how this day couldn't come any faster, making plans for what we were going to do. But now that it is here, it is a little bittersweet. Sure, some people are completely ready, but others not so much. After today, we will go from seeing each other nearly every day to every once in a while. But don't worry, we can still talk in our class group chat. In 7th grade, we first stepped into the high school. The seniors seemed so intimidating, and I don't know what happened, but it didn't seem like anybody was intimidated by us, not even the 7th graders. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing. Maybe they'll remember us by how we were nice seniors instead of mean ones. But I don't know. I do know that we will be remembered by how loud and outgoing our class was. We have a few names that everyone will remember. Our class has made so many unforgettable memories that we will always carry with us. In the past, we have kind of gone our own ways, but this year we really became close and stuck together. I'm grateful for being able to come together and get along for our senior year, making our last moments as high school students so memorable. After this, we will all be going our separate ways. Some will go on to college, some straight into the workforce, and some may not know what to do. But that doesn't matter because I know that we will all do great things, and I am very proud of all of us. Graduating is only the first of many accomplishments we will have. I just want to say thank you to the teachers and staff who had to put up with us, our families and our friends. Thank you for always being here. You guys are the ones who made it possible for us to be here today. One last thing, I want to give a little shout out to Mr. Metke and his partner Slade for beating the cornhole champs, Riley and I. On June 8th, 2022, at approximately 2:30, Riley and I let them win the match. But don't worry, we only lost so they can leave on a good note and give them the new title of cornhole champs. Not because they're better than us, just because we wanted to. So congratulations on your victory. Now I'm going to welcome our class president, Karen Perez.
One sec. I should be prepared, but hold on. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the class of 2022's graduation ceremony. Can you guys believe it? Look at us. After all these years, you're free from one of the loudest, opinionated, most stubborn classes to have ever walked the halls of OJSHS. You know, we really gave the faculty here a run for their money. We, like Mr. Lee said, blew up 3,000 balloons and hung them in the hallways, or threw them in the hallways. We hung hot dogs from the ceilings, and we left one last surprise for them to figure out. It's pretty good. I'd try finding it before next year. It might spoil. Certainly our parents have a lot to be proud of. Just think, parents, in a few months, many of us will be going off to college, getting a job, and you guys will be getting what you've been waiting for a long time, to turn that now empty bedroom into a home office. Today is our last day as high school students. This is an opportunity to meet new people, travel the world, and get jobs and stuff. For some, it marks the end of an era, though. As a whole class, I think we achieved a lot throughout the years and made some pretty awesome memories together. But I really wanted to highlight each student. So bear with me as I read off this list of achievements and memories made. Please hold your applause until the end. Lizzie Ott got her driver's license 2.5 years after taking the class. Aiden Boyd whipped Slade's butt at Madden in the cafeteria. Slade Snedden was able to dunk. Abby Cook proved you can graduate with 3 times the tardies allowed. Hannah Noah's favorite memory was when Peyton and Hannah were racing in the gym for softball practice, and Peyton fell into the bleachers. Nick Hain came out as gay. Julia Adkins survived my terrible sense of humor. Peyton Cochran's favorite memory was that time I puked next to her in 3rd grade, so she grabbed her desk and ran. Shelby Lee got good grades and is graduating. Brianna Stanley proved you can graduate 3 times the absences allowed. Madison Allison is graduating high school. Alex Sawyer's best memory was that time Mr. Amy gave him 3rd-degree burns. We all know Alec likes to exaggerate a little bit, so. Hunter Lichty is graduating. Cameron Turcott only had 1 disciplinary offense. Briar Boyer's favorite memory was that time she was riding the bus home with me, and I pulled her hair, so she punched me in the nose, and it started bleeding everywhere. Nick Graham got 3rd in state for throwing shot put. Ruby Kessinger's favorite memory was that one time on that one field trip when Cameron put a tampon in her runny nose. It wasn't bloody, it was just runny. And so she got yelled at for it, so she threw it back to Ruby, and then the chaperone held it in his hand the entire way home. I think Mrs. Beck actually wrote an email to Cameron's mom about that too. You guys should be really proud over there. Yep. Erica Foster is a first responder, and she got accepted into nursing school. CJ Moore hung out with friends and made teachers angry. Good job, CJ. Emmett Lilly got accepted into West Point. Yeah, Emmett. Stephen Bradbury's favorite memory was hanging out with all of his friends and then making memories he'll never forget. Tyson Barnett's favorite memory was when Mr. Kelly shoved Jordan into a trash can. Zeke Barnes is leaving high school with a diploma and 0 felony charges. Proud of you, Zeke. Aaliyah Coyle Defoe overcame the difficulties of school online. Ashton Helm's favorite memory was freshman year when he got searched for having Jack Link's teriyaki jerky chew. Cody Schnorr broke 5 chairs in 1 week. Proud of you, Cody, wherever you're at. Whoa. Sorry. Alyssa Tannehill's favorite memory was that time Tyson stabbed Jordan with a pencil. This was approved by Tyson. Casey Hudson got suspended only 1 time, that being freshman year. Riley Schwartz's best memory was when Mr. Kelly showed up to school with scratches all over his face and body, and someone jokingly asked if he got in a bicycle wreck, and he simply replied with, "Yes, I tried to jump a rock." Madeline De La Cruz Castillo became the captain of the tennis team, then lied to Mrs. Sims about doing their warm-ups. Emma Rogers got married to Cameron by Alex Sawyer out by the flagpole. Their 5-year anniversary was last month. Briar Jinx's favorite memory is Saturday nights with the boys. Bobby Waller wants to be remembered for wanting to make the world a better place. Caleb Murphy's favorite memory was the time he walked into the bathroom and watched someone eat a urinal cake. Cassidy Hamilton got over 500 hours of community service. Gabe Burke got suspended from school for wearing booty shorts and a crop top. Justice Craig is actually about to graduate. Delray Harris's favorite memory was when we were demonstrating planets in Mr. Kelly's class, and he yelled at us for not rotating at the right speed. Reed Thomas sat in Mrs. Blanford's class for 4 hours a day. Cutter Price is graduating. Caleb Johnson always made us laugh. I promise I'm almost done. Over the upcoming years, we're going to forget some math formula or some fallacy we learned about in English. Sorry, Miss George. But what we aren't going to forget are the memories. These will reside with us forever. Once again, I'm proud of each and every one of you guys, and I can't wait to see where life takes us. Reach for the stars, dream for tomorrow, and live for today. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to pass it on to my lovely friend, Mrs. Beck, over here. She's going to give an amazing speech.
You can tell the difference in age between Kyron and I. He had a cell phone, and I have a, like, 36, 40-something font. Yeah. To the class of 2022, parents, friends, and family, I am extremely honored to be chosen as your guest speaker. I remember a couple years ago, former teacher Annette Haig told me, if you get asked to speak at graduation, don't hesitate, just do it. Don't be afraid, be honored, even if you are not the first choice. Guess what? I was asked, and I said yes. Yeah. For most of you, I have been in your lives for at least 6 years as your school counselor, your cheerleader, your advisor, your funster, you name it, I was supporting you, watching as you started in 7th grade. The boys, slightly shy, suspicious, and curious. So many of you were shorter than me, and look at you now. You are focused, eager, strong, tall, really tall, and waiting to tackle the world. The girls, you were so pretty then, and you are all gorgeous now. You were comparing and so wishing the boys would have good hygiene, and look at you now, so bright, independent, no longer care if the boys have good hygiene and are still beautiful. You are soon to be alumni of Orofino High School. Once a maniac, always a maniac. You will no longer be a student walking, running, or even decorating the halls with stuff you shouldn't. You will be one of many students who have been educated in this building by staff that includes bus drivers, custodians, paraprofessionals, cooks, teachers, and other support staff. And one of them is me. Me? How can that be? Let me tell you a quick story. Okay, it's truly going to be a quick story. The other day, I was walking into the school carrying my usual items, my water bottle, my purse, and a bag full of my lunch items. Often it's just leftovers. But then, of course, on a few occasions, well, a lot of occasions, okay, every day, I have been known to bring Mountain Dew, juice, Pepsi, cheese, chips, the usual items that I secretly share with students. As with any day in my routine, I walk through the doors in the upper parking lot, hoping to get a few more steps in my day, my only exercise. I am greeted by custodian Terry and Mr. Lee, our school principal, as all students are each morning. Moving along past Mrs. Grimm's globe, entering the cafeteria on the wrong side, I should stay to the left, but much easier to cut the corner, saying good morning to the students who are sitting on the stage, at the lunch table, or even in the corner. I stopped right in my tracks. I was hit with something. I wasn't quite sure what it was. So I just stood there, paused, and looked around. Lo and behold, what I was hit with was something that didn't make sense. I couldn't describe what it was. In fact, I still don't know what it was. But what I can tell you, it made me think. It made me reflect. It made me focus. It made me smile. Now, how can something that I was hit with make me smile? Think about it. When you are hit with something and one of your responses is to smile, you have to ask, what in the world was it? After a few moments, I realized what it was. It wasn't a person or object or even a spiritual or intellectual enlightenment. Instead, it was a memory. A memory from my past, 41 years ago. No, I wasn't born 41 years ago. Instead, 41 years ago, I was sitting in my chair on the gym floor, eagerly awaiting the final item on the agenda happen, to speak at my graduation. When 1 minute or less was over, that's the time that they gave me, my claim to fame had just happened. Nervous and shaking, I never thought I'd ever see myself on a graduation stage ever again. 41 years ago, my story, keep that number in mind, 41, and we will circle back to it later. This leaves me with 3 messages I want to share with you, the graduating class of 2022. The first one, a recent book I just read that truly grabbed my attention was On My Own 2 Feet by Amy Purdy. She is a New York Times bestseller author and one of the top motivational speakers in the world and a 3-time Paralympic medalist and trailblazer in Paralympic snowboarding. And she's also the host of a podcast about resilience called Bouncing Back. At the age of 15, she started snowboarding, a sport that she loved. Then at the age of 19, she contracted a form of bacterial meningitis. She went into septic shock, which led to double amputation below the knees and the loss of her spleen and a kidney. Doctors gave her a 2% chance of survival. Years later, she has made her mark on history. She shared her story and continues to do so each day. The message for you, if your life were a book and you were the author, how do you want your story to go? What would the title of your book be? How will the flow of your chapters go? What will you include in your book? Who will be in your book? Who are the characters and what role do each one of them have? If you think about it, you already have chapters that have been written. Some of you may have 3 or 4, while others will have so much more. What will chapter 1 include? Will you provide details of your early years as a Generation Z? Will you include learning how to ride a bicycle, your first cell phone or computer, or your favorite books to read? Your pets, your family, and even your friends? What about learning how to cook, how to play nice? Your first social media account and how you learn not to say or post that one message or picture? What was the last text message you sent? Was it something nice or was it mean or rude? Can you take that back? What was it like? What picture do you want to paint about you? Will it include information about a crazy childhood, a traumatic moment, or a weird life experience? What do you remember and what was important? Will you write a chapter for each grade in school, or will you combine your grade levels between primary and secondary school into 1 or 2 chapters? Will you include your first date, your failed date, or not even one date? Getting your driver's license and the first place your parents let you drive without them, and somehow you got stuck in traffic and were late coming home? How about the late evening 4-wheel rides? The class group chats that continue long after your parents think you are asleep, and when Peyton Cochran wakes up at 5 in the morning, you are still chatting about pointless items that only makes you mad and continue on into government or econ class? Or about the nights before an English or math final and you have yet to study as you are too involved playing Angry Birds, Minecraft, or COD? How about those phone calls you made to your parents saying it's best to stay at a friend's house? What about those times when the student firefighters would run out of class saying they got an emergency call and had to leave school just so they could get a burger and fries at Mrs. C's? How about your recent camping adventure in the school parking lot? Will you include your first dual credit class, winning state, or never even making it to state? What about your leadership roles, your jobs, your music trips, 8th grade field trip? Bobby, you remember that one? Yeah. And Cameron does too. Or even classes you took where you gained employability skills. Where will your summer vacations fit into your story? What have you learned about during this time? Will the same people you have in previous chapters be included in the next why or why not? Now the next chapters to be written. This is your turn. This is your turn to decide your path. As decisions are made, goals are set, relationships develop, and careers pursued. Ultimately, there will be times when you want to rewrite, skim over, or even tear up those chapters. But they will be yours and yours only. Why not include them? You have heard these terms many times: relationships, resilience, and passion. Why would you not want to include those in your story? Remember, it is yours, and knowing that you have dealt with obstacles, decision-making, and goal-setting, don't you want to look back and say to yourself, I made it through those situations which has helped develop the person I am? Think about this. Has it been easy? Will it be a piece of cake or even a cupcake? Have you had pain or sorrow or tragedies? Will those be included? Why would you leave them out? Your story is the one where you are able to morally appraise yourself and the circumstances caused you to grow or go down the wrong path. It is a way to reflect on you and how you are able to gain success or bounce back from going in the wrong direction. It is a way to help you meet life's goals or even how you got to where you are in life. As you write, keep this in mind. According to Kendra Hall, she's the author of Choose Your Story, Change Your Life. There are 3 main points when writing your story. English is not over, guys. A story must have identifiable characters. For your message to be a story, there must be a character your audience can identify with and care about. Most often, it's a person, and in this case, it is you. The second one, a story must include emotion. A recitation of events will not make a compelling story. Include emotions to draw your audience in. A story must include a moment, one that is your message, your path, your future. Stories create magic and a sense of wonder in the world. Stories teach us about life, about ourselves, and about others. Storytelling is a unique way to develop an understanding, respect, and appreciation for you. First, you need to know yourself. It helps build resilience and character. Circling back to 41 years ago, I was not expected by others to attend college. I was the one who others thought would marry, have kids, and just that. Well, I did both. Quickly, I saw the value in helping others and the importance of higher education. I did the unthinkable. I went to college and graduated with my bachelor's degree in education and a master's in school counseling. My story, with many chapters I am keeping to myself, yet others that would take forever to tell. I did what was not expected of me. I discovered my purpose while writing my story. My second message, Julia, you know this because you asked me the question. Kyron, Cutter, Erica, Justice, and Mr. Lee, we karaoke'd recently. And others, if you heard our vocals in front of the 6th graders or have stopped and read all the fun things happening on my office door, my favorite song is by Bill Withers, Lean on Me. This song has a message. It has so much to say about character. The message in the song is that helping others in their time of need isn't just selfless charity. It's in our own interest. Withers wrote the song in the form of a direct appeal to a friend. Call on me when you need a hand, for it won't be long till I'm going to need somebody to lean on. I hope you're not saying to yourself or neighbor, don't belt out that song, Mrs. Beck, because here it goes. No, I won't do it. I won't do it. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it, but maybe later I might. So when you see someone that might be struggling, or even yourself, don't forget to seek help. Call them. You will be surprised at the power of strength in asking. Don't struggle alone. If writing your story helps, then do it. My final message. If you come into my office, you will notice the quote on my wall. Are you going to let that ruin your day? Why do I have this? It's a reminder that if you choose to let something ruin your day, then it will. If you choose not to, then it won't. It's just that simple. Yet maybe not. Don't let one bad moment ruin your day. Think of it as a bad minute, not a bad day, and you're going to be okay. Stress begins when your worry list is longer than your gratitude list. Stress sometimes gets the better of us. Coping strategies for big stressful life changes or negative situations can help you keep a positive self-image and equilibrium. Having the coping skills to respond to issues of yours and yours only. They are applied every day without even a conscious thought. Yet sometimes, depending on the situation, you might have to dig just a little bit deeper into the way that you deal with the stressful situations. You may have to adapt or even adjust or even seek help. How have you done this? Do the skills you currently have work? If not, then why not? And maybe try something new. Be true to yourself. It's a great experiment to explore, but don't lose track of your values and who you are inside. Don't be easily influenced or try to be something you're not in order to please others. Know yourself and your limits. In summary, my messages are: write your story, lean on others, and are you going to let that ruin your day? Before I close, to parents and guardians, a huge thank you for sharing your child with me and Orofino Junior Senior High School. Each student has taught me something about myself or about them. I have learned alongside them. Maybe not pre-calculus or chemistry or even how to weld. We all learned about life and how making a difference does count. To the class of 2022, another circle back moment. I just love that phrase. To the number 41, when most of you were born. Did you know I was just turning 41 years old then? Interesting fact, but not important. Yet this is true. This is a true fact. There are 41 of you graduating. Kind of weird, huh? But only 39 are participating. I want to thank you for completing your graduation requirements. Thanks for leaning on me, not letting that ruin your day, and holding true to your own coping skills. Thank you for being our future. Thank you for the years of effort that have gotten you to where you are today. Thank you for your commitment and dedication to becoming all that you will be. And thank you for all the years you've given to our school. Have fun, be happy, laugh, work through obstacles, be strong, clean, and most importantly, write your own story and enjoy. Thank you.
All right, I have some words of wisdom. I'm just kidding. All right, so we are going to commence what you are all waiting for, and that is the deliverance of the diplomas. Are you guys ready for that? All right. I want to turn it over to Miss Jones. Some of you call her Mama Jones. She's going to be reading the names, and I will be handing you your diploma. Front row only. There you go.
Cameron Shaylee Turcott. Kyron Isaiah Perez. Shelby Marie Lee. Madison Renee Allison. Delray Catherine Harris. Riley Camille Schwartz. Hannah Aponai Viola Noah. Julia Elaine Adkins. Ashton John Helms. Hunter Colby Lichty. Alec Edward Sawyer. Stephen Michael Bradbury.
Just wait. You gotta wait for everybody else to join you. Okay. Next class up.
Cassidy Loretta Hamilton. Aaliyah Grace Coyle Defoe. Nicholas Edward Waugh. Alyssa Lucille Tannehill. Robert Martin Miller Waller. Clarence Washington Moore. Ruby Ann Kessinger. Elizabeth Dixie Ott. Cody Ryan Schnorr. Emma McClung Rogers. Slade William Snedden. Emmett Collins Lilly. Brianna K. Stanley. Abigail Jean Cook. Erica Nancy Charlene Foster. Cutter Ray Price. Peyton Dane Cochran. Aiden Michael Boyd. Zechariah Alexander Barnes. Tyson Joe Barnett. Caleb Allen Murphy. Briar Austin Lane Jinks. Nicholas Glenn Graham. Justice Marshall Craig. Dad's gonna do that Madeline De La Cruz Castillo. Casey Shannon Renee Hudson. Breyer Morgan Boyer.
I will. Hold on. Let everybody come down. Good? Yeah. Thank you.
This is for you too.
Oh, sweet. What's that? Who said that? Thank you. Courtesy laugh. All right. Well, usually I let them turn their tassels at this point, but apparently they want me to comment. Some of you might be wondering what they were handing me when they were coming up. At least I now know what the prank is, and I don't have to search the building. Oh, they're saying that wasn't it. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Well, on a positive note, I got a scratch-off ticket for $1. I got a whole lot of carrots, so my cows will be happy. A bottle opener, some top ramen. Got something from Alex Sawyer I can't mention. Nick, did you give me the fortune cookie? Was that you? You know what? This was an unopened fortune cookie, and this is fitting. Here's what it says. Your abilities have been going unnoticed. Let them shine. My daughter loves top ramen, so we're good here. All right. Now, what you can do is you can turn your tassel. The turning of your tassel is symbolic of you taking the next step in your life. You guys are ready to leave. At this time, graduates, you may stand. I pronounce you graduates of Orofino High School 2022. You may throw your caps. All right, have a wonderful evening, everybody. There is a slideshow in the cafeteria if you'd like to watch it. It's also posted online. See you later.